The next time that we do one of these, Matt, we need to notify Ms. Cravens that you've advertised.
Yes.
And that you're going to be on the agenda and.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be in the paper. I just, normally I call you ahead of time to let you know, but I got to do so this time, so I apologize.
For that screw up. Taylor, would you take him for a couple days? Maybe we get your attitude straight. All right. What a day. Anything for the good of the county? I think Steve Gold's getting something for the good of the county. You gave the checks?
Yes, first of all, I apologize to everybody for being late. Came down with something. Couldn't get it. 3 checks today. First is a supplement to Assistant County Attorney salary, $458.33. Interest on CDs, $73.89, and $394.23 for a total today of $926.45. Fiscal year total to date, $31,723.14.
Motion to stand in order to accept the checks from the county attorney.
So moved.
Motion's made.
Second.
Discussion. We'll ask for a roll call to accept the checks.
Magistrate Wilson.
Aye.
Magistrate McCormick.
Aye.
Magistrate Lacer.
Aye.
Magistrate Alexander.
Aye.
Magistrate Todd.
Aye.
Anything else? Anybody got anything for the good of the county? Squire McCormick, you got anything?
I just report to the court that college guys who drug court, had it on their agenda tonight. Mr. Gold, this program, the more that we can actually, people we get involved in, the more funds this be, more kids we can help expand our program maybe bigger than what the state had.
Absolutely, although one of the things that we're looking at is we don't want it to be too big, as far as number of children. If there ends up being a need and there are funds there, we could always add additional staff. But right now, we want to make sure that we're keeping the right ratio of staff to participants, because you get too many participants and not enough staff, you're not doing the good you need to do. But obviously, if we can get additional participants, additional funding from different agencies, that's certainly going to help us as far as being able to put a higher quality program together for the participants and look at increasing the number of participants too. So you're absolutely right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is pretty exciting that the city is going to look at putting some funding into it. I know Judge Wieterson's going to be over there tonight. So. Sugar Ray, you got anything?
No, sir.
Charles?
No, sir.
Carter?
Everything's good.
Mr. Todd? You got a whole list of stuff.
Get it out. I was speaking with a life pilot, and he's stating that they need some places in the area, in the county, that when they provide a paint, we can mark an H where they know where to fly in. Zion's going to use their parking lot to mark the spot, so I don't know, maybe anybody knows a good location, of course, no wiring and tires or anything like that. So I told him I want to call our judge.
Yeah, I had actually talked to him about painting the big H out there, and we'll help pay for the paint or whatever. Lifelike is being called a lot more to accidents and stuff. Most of the time, any kind of a head injury that will require the lifelike to come in. We'd like to have one like at Zion. We'd like to have one out here in Spotsville, and then somewhere down around Geneva or Smith Mills. It kind of breaks the county into 3 sections. But while you're out and about, if you see a spot that would make sense, and obviously it's got to be a pretty cleared area, and preferably we'd rather have an asphalt or a concrete place where we sit down. However, we could do it on gravel or something like that. It would be more permanent location, I think.
Would maybe be possible to look at boat ramps the county's put in, open area, parking lots or something?
Well, that possibility exists. However, the boat ramp, for instance, at Spotsville, You got trees down two sides of it, and even though it looks like a wide open area, it would be very tough to bring a helicopter in. The one in Smith Mills is kind of on an angle anyway, the whole, I don't know. They landed at Spotsville School. No, kids, that puts too much at risk. That was the one they had on 60 the other night, wasn't it? Is that little boy still in the hospital?
He's done pretty good though.
I didn't know. Anybody got anything else? Mr. Griffin, you got anything? Brent? Gene? Ron? Bill?
We're setting the bridge deck on Dixon number 2 bridge today, and we should hopefully finish that out by the end of this week if everything goes well, and we'll move over the log pile and start doing that structure.
Me, you got anything?
You said at one point that at Geneva Precinct,
Yes.
that we could possibly build a ramp out there.
Right.
Is that still a possibility?
Yes, ma'am. If that's the only facility we can find out there, the county would be authorized to make it accessible for any person that's impaired.
Actually, we think that it is accessible. When our handicapped person filled out the form we sent into Frankfurt, she put not applicable on a lot of the questions. So the state refused it, let us use it in June, but, in May when we had the primary, but they asked us to find a new location by November election. So I'm going to call them back and tell them that we will make the corrections there and fill out a new form if possible, and hopefully they'll let us use that.
If you know what you want built out there, get with Mr. Griffin or me, and we should get somebody who can build. It's just a ramp, and that's all you need.
And I don't think it would have to be anything permanent. Like I said, I think it is handicap accessible as it is. It's just that maybe the form wasn't filled out. And I'm even going to ask if you just take pictures of what we have now, if that will be sufficient for us to send in with our report.
Okay. All right, Larry?
The only thing I got coming up, and I'll explain a little bit more about it, is next, on September 7th, we're going to have a orientation meeting, informational meeting on starting another CERT program, Community Emergency Response Team. And so we're going to try and put that program started on the information on the 7th, and the first class will be on the 13th. So anybody and everybody, as long as they're 18,
This is a good program.
we want to make sure we get enough to have the class. Right now, we don't have a lot of participation. We need a lot more.
Just for the court's record, I was notified this morning that Miss Allen could not attend the board meeting today. She's looking at some illegal dumps somewhere. So just want to make y'all aware of that. Anybody else got anything? Mr. Jenkins, you got anything? Brian? Your life ought to be good. Take care of you. Cindy, you got anything? You just here today just for the chamber?
I'm here for the chamber, and we have a light on Coordinate 60 that works, so we're really excited about progress on all this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We needed that. Anything else coming for this body? David, you got anything?
I was going to ask Mr. Todd. Sorry. Are there any proximity, desires for the life flight spot? I mean, do they have to be within a certain distance of areas that they think they'll be servicing?
This certain area, he said they'd come out and look at the spot.
So we don't have anything at this point that would help. Okay.
But this is something that's gone on before. I mean, we've had these discussions, and basically what we're trying to do is get the county into 2 or 3 sections. We'll have a landing spot for them, but they haven't come out and said, well, we need one right here, because a lot of times the accidents occur down the middle of nowhere, and they have to land out in the field anyways.
The basic idea, I think, of all of this is that when you have a spot identified, it has to be 100 feet by 100 feet clear that they can come in on, and by identifying it, then they'll, what's the word? They'll have all of their coordinates already in the system, so that if you say we need the helicopter to go to Spotsville, they know exactly where that predetermined spot is with lat long.
Did they have a mark like that in Vietnam, Harrington? They didn't need 100 by 100, did they? It's over.